Welcome to another episode of Money Motivations with Meltrice, where money is your power. I am excited about today's guest. She is a GOAT. Anybody in the Cleveland area and beyond knows Miss Alexandria Johnson Boone. The GOAT is in the house.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time. The GOAT is in the house. A visionary communicator, founder, and champion for women and girls of color. My mentor, my second mother, the only woman that can get me told real quick without any Vaseline, if you know what I'm saying. But in the house today, and I am happy you are here with me.
Meltrice, I am delighted to be here because this is my first live podcast ever.
Oh, wow. I feel lucky.
Okay, you are.
Lucky.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me how lucky I am.
This is so much fun. I'm so
excited.
proud of what you're doing to educate women about money and managing money on their own, having their own money, investing money, saving money.
Yeah.
That is your passion, and it should be, because people just don't know how much talent and information you have. Even if we strip the talent away, there's the emotion, the information, and you remind me so much of myself in that when you lock onto a passion, nothing else matters.
Yeah. I've been watching you for a long time. You know that.
I know.
I stalked you for a long time. I believe I still do.
Yeah,
really.
that's
I'm a
correct. The
professional
stalking has
stalker.
not ended.
I'm a professional stalker, but it's only a few women that I admire tremendously.
Thank
and
you.
not just because of who you are, but because of the work that you do and the passion and the sheer dedication and commitment to your work, but more importantly, the community. And then
Yes.
if you scale down even more, like your love for women and women of color is so admirable.
Thank you.
I'm just grateful that you finally let me in after all those years of
Well, a couple of years of stalking will make you change your mind.
make you change your mind. So you were just saying about like the first time when we met.
Oh, boy.
I was surprised you remember so much of that.
I do. I'm about to be 79, but the brain is working.
I know that's
Okay?
right. And
So it was funny that I remembered it as well to me, but I never forgot it. You were working at Forest City, and you had this important job in finance, of course. And I had heard a lot about you, and you reached out to me because I was doing the Women of Color Summits and programs. So, but see, when you want something, you go for it. And that's the way to get things.
Yeah.
A closed mouth never gets fed.
Yeah.
So you reached out to me by phone and left a message, and I called you back because you wanted to do a workshop at my conference.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is not how this goes. I invite you. You don't say, can I do this workshop?
Right.
But the focus of the workshop was so relevant and timely that I thought, okay, I'm going to give her a shot. She's got a good reputation. She's got a smart mind in terms of finance and money. Girl, you took over. You were like, okay, I can do all of it. You don't have to do anything. And you took my whole workshop, and it was fabulous. It was fabulous. It was, I wasn't expecting it to be fabulous, but when I found out that you too, as a Virgo, you too, you're very
Here we
much
go
like
with the
me,
Virgo thing.
even though I'm an Aries, and we're smarter, but you strive for excellence.
Yeah.
It can't be perfect, but it can be excellent.
Yeah.
And that's what drew me to you and you to me, I think, because we're doing similar things. And like you, I'm about the work.
Yeah.
The legacy that I'm trying to preserve is about the work, not about Alex Boone.
Yeah. A lot of people in our community, they value the popularity.
Right.
A lot of times they
Instead
value
of the progress.
the popularity instead of the progress. So years down the line, you have that event. You let me in, and then I am elected as president of the Black Professionals Association Charitable Foundation. And I'll never forget, because you came after me.
I did, because I thought that you deserved that spot, but I had to tone you down.
You had to vet me. You had to put me in front of all of the Black professionals of
Right.
I was on a interview.
Yeah, but that's okay, because I needed them to see, to look past the persona that they may have felt that you had. I wanted you to dial it down so you could dial it up, because I recognized your talent immediately. I just had to kind of shape you a little bit.
You did, and you shaped me all right. And when they talk about how iron becomes like a productive tool that you can use to do a whole bunch of stuff with, you beat me down.
That's right.
You put me through the fire.
Uh-huh.
You did all of that.
But you came out on the other side whole.
I did. But
the
boy,
church
oh boy,
say
you
amen.
did not give me a break. And I here's the deal. Like, some people crumble when they're put under pressure, but I didn't.
No, you were
You wouldn't let
strong,
me.
honey.
You wouldn't let me.
But you were strong. You were strong.
So I love that. I love that about you. I love how you you knew what you wanted, you needed out of me. You knew what my potential was, and you were going to pull it out of me.
Right. I wanted to make sure you were known in this community, because I'm trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
So I need to find somebody that I think can carry the baton, not for me or women of color, but for the community. We have to have Black women who aren't afraid to stand up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand I'm standing on the shoulders of giants,
Oh,
right? Sitting right here. I'm so honored that you would even say yes to being on the podcast, because I know you get many asks.
oh my goodness.
I'm a part of it. People be like, "Can you call Miss Alex for me?" I'm like, But the greatest of all time. I hear people refer to you as the greatest of all time a lot. Tell me about the woman behind all of the titles.
Oh,
the founder
wow.
of Women of Color, the founder of Gap Communications. I mean, you've done so much in 79 years and created such lasting legacies. You've helped hundreds of thousands of women. I've been in rooms where everybody's like, Miss Alex opened this door for me. She opened this door for me. I wouldn't be here without her. Like, tell me about the woman behind all of that.
Oh, wow. That could be a long story. I don't know if we have 2 hours or not. But I've always been about people. And the reason I started the Women of Color Foundation, because that was my passion. I had to find a way to bring Black women and girls together. The Gap Communications Group is the way I earn my money.
Yeah.
But if people don't understand, if you do the work, the money will follow.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to. I remember I was putting in my own money, and then all of a sudden foundations came from everywhere, because I made a safe place for Black women, and at that time it was Black women only, to be able to laugh, cry, scream, celebrate. And it's gone on for almost 25 years now. We're coming up on our 25th anniversary.
Wow, what an accomplishment.
And but I came from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
I lived in the projects at one point, not for very long, and I graduated from John Adams High School, and then I went on to DePaul University, and then I got my master's at Case Western Reserve. And that was also something that was important to me, educating women. I spend a lot of time helping them understand who the real enemy is. Sometimes it's us as enemies to each other.
Yeah.
And we got to stop it.
Yeah.
I don't do Black girl tragic. I do Black girl magic.
I know that's right.
Say it.
Say it.
Okay? But, I had my hardships. All of my immediate family is deceased except for me. Yes. I took care of all of them. Two of my best friends, Dr. Charlie Pratt and Nettie Barksdale, died. And I took care of them. But I just, you have a personality sometimes. I have two parts to me.
Yeah.
I have Alex, and then I have Miss Boone, and you don't want to meet her.
Oh, no, that's right.
But I have to, that's how you train people. I sometimes tell people that I am your mentor and your tormentor.
Yes, sir.
Because the tormentor part is equally as important because that helps you grow. It helps your skin become thicker.
Yeah.
And girl, you're doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
You might be the baby goat.
The baby goat. So that's a good segue into my next question because we talked about this. People all often describe you as a legend and a GOAT. What does greatest of all time mean to you personally? And how have you sustained excellence and relevance over so many seasons of your life and career? Excellence and relevance. Excellence and relevance.
So I remember specifically how it happened. I was on a panel for Imani Tibbs. So I've been mentoring her for years, and her mother and I, Belva Tibbs, are very close. And they asked me to be on this panel about public relations. And they had different people. It was 4 or 5 of us on the panel from different aspects of public relations. And she introduced me as the GOAT. And I kind of looked around, the GOAT. Should I be mad or happy? Okay, the GOAT. So anyway, she described what it meant, greatest of all time. And I was set up and I was like, okay, I'm good with that.
Right.
But it became fun when people started to call me that. And I've gotten so many names from young people like yourself, like Meltrice has elevated me to Miss Alex, and I love it.
Put that title, that handle on it.
I love it. I love it. But I never expected to be known that way because, once again, I'm focused on the work and the people that I think are capable and competent to carry on the legend of the work. And they don't have to have my same personality, but it helps.
Yeah, it does help. Because you said something like what you pour into me, what you pour into other women. How do you determine who you believe deserves that from
I knew you were going to ask me that question. I'm kind of like a scout when I'm looking for young women to mentor. Now, I've had so many at a time that I had to kind of scale my search down because I ended up having to have luncheons so I could introduce 4 or 5 young women to each other and I could scoot away. But there were always a couple of people that I was like, no, this is a keeper. And Lorna Wisham was one. Meltrice Sharp was one. You know, it's Milani Joseph. I mean, and I can tell by people's character. And you meet people and you just have a feeling about them. As an example, Milani Joseph is very quiet, but she is such a kind human being. And I kind of took her under my wing. And it turns out that she has personal relationships with Michelle and Barack Obama.
Wow.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know she knew them. So it was I chose her because of her spirit.
Yeah.
Because of her spirit. And that's what I look for.
Yeah.
The drive, the emotion, the expertise, and the competence.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you had an instance where you chose somebody for all of those reasons and you thought this was a good female or woman to invest in, and it turned out to bite you in the butt? Somebody who's not willing to accept advice, who say they want your advice but don't really want your advice. How have you handled situations like that?
That's a very interesting question. Do we have like another hour? But there was a Black female that I took under my wing. Obviously, I would not name her, but she was, okay, as an example, I took Charlie Pratt introduced me to Ellen Burtz Cooper.
Oh, my God.
I loved her immediately.
We're all a fan of Ellen.
And Charlie said, you got to meet this girl, Dr. Ellen Burtz Cooper. She was fabulous. But the person that I thought of that I knew just wasn't going to work. And so I just kind of isolated her. Because see me, how I do it is if you do the work and you're serious, let's do whatever.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do the work or you're not going to be honest and open, I can't work with you.
Yeah.
And she stole our ideas. We had worked with another person, and the two of us were on the same page, but this individual was not. And I don't want to use the word crossed me, but I'll say she disappointed me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's hard when you really pour into someone. But you know what? When they show you who they really are, that's a blessing to you. One of my friends, her name is Gloria Goins, and she's also an Aries.
Oh, yeah.
And she says
Aries,
that,
Aries.
you know, when things are going, when you're prosperous, everybody knows who you are. But when you're having problems, who is that? Who that? What's her name? They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
But they will always reveal themselves to you.
John Hope says, a giver and a giver is exotic. He says, a giver and a taker is neurotic.
Okay.
And a taker is psychotic.
Oh gosh,
And he
I
said
love that.
most relationships in our community is a giver and a taker, which is neurotic, or a giver and a taker and a taker, which is psychotic. He said they're transactional. A lot of relationships in our community are just transactional. I am okay with being transactional long as we're clear that's where we are.
We have to make that agreement ahead
make
of
sure
time.
we're clear.
Because sometimes transactional is the way to go. But don't show up transactional when I think we're doing relational.
Right. And that's what I was going to ask you. I have been hurt time and time. I was actually talking to one of my dear friends about this last night. My mother said years ago at Forest City was putting me through leadership coaching.
Okay.
And so my coach was doing a 360 evaluation.
Oh, yeah.
And during that 360 evaluation, she interviewed my mother.
Okay.
And my mother said Meltrice is a type of person that pours everything she has in relationships
To everybody.
to people that deserve it and people that don't. But when she doesn't get the same thing in return, it's devastating to her. So that part of who she is a double-edged sword. And I told my close friend last night, I said, why am I 50? No, maybe I shouldn't say my age. Why am I?
Say 20.
Yeah. Why am I having several anniversaries for my 25th birthday? And I'm still learning that everybody does not deserve all that I have to give. And I'm still hurting because of it, even now. Like, when am I going to learn that lesson? When did you learn that lesson? How did you learn that lesson? And how can you tell people, particularly women, that pour so much of themselves into other people, when that person is worth it and when they're not? Like, give us some insight into that.
So that's an excellent question. And I have a lot of anxiety around that because I, too, what you need. I know so-and-so, my most valuable asset is my network. And I was sharing with everybody.
Yeah.
And then people started telling people, Alex Boone is my mentor. Okay? Alex Boone taught me everything I know. It's all about using my name to get some kind of connection. But my thing is about giving if you feel somebody needs it. And then when you give it, they're done with you, okay? Or they'll harm you. That's the part I can't. You can be done with me. I'm fine with that. I've been done with so many people. I was done with somebody yesterday. But, don't hurt me and continue to hurt me when I've helped you. I had a person that reached out to say that one of her close friends, she asked her if she would, consult with her to help her develop her professional persona. And she said, yeah. And she said, I'll only charge you $500 an hour. I usually charge $750. She was devastated. She was looking for the help
The free help.
Not necessarily free. How about reasonable? Or how about to whom much is given, much is required. So I help people a lot for free. But I learned how to say no. I learned how to say not now. And I learned how to say hell no.
Nope.
I'm just keeping it, as they say in the street, keeping it 100.
Please do.
Yeah, because people have to know the truth. So how I pivoted, I started looking at millennials and young women. You're probably Generation X, but women who had drive, energy, personality, and connection.
Yeah.
Who had their own thing going, and I just enhanced it for them instead of, augmented is a better word, rather than having to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Because that's tiring work. I want to spend the time helping people who want it and need it.
And who's doing something already, going down that right
path. It just need a hand up, not a hand out, just a hand up. And we sometimes as Black women don't realize that crabs in a barrel could be a good thing because we don't have to pull each other down. We can pull each other up. And fortunately for me, I have developed what I feel pretty proud about, and that's a crossover appeal because so many white sisters and Latino sisters have helped me grow what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
One of my friends, Joanne Clark, was the president of the PNC Foundation. Well, at that time it was called National City. And I told her I was trying to raise money to do this event. And she said, I said, Black women need a place where they can have emotion, they can talk about what they're experiencing, good or bad. And she said to me, well, Alex, I don't know if Black women need that kind of space. But she says, I do know that if you say it, it's real. And she wrote my first $10,000 check. So now we're a multicultural foundation.
Yeah. I mean, we're allies. I mean, we can't progress without each other.
We can't. We
just
have to
can't
lock
do it without each other.
arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's going to be my life's work when I retire.
But you say you learn to say no. You learn to say
no, not now, and hell no.
And hell no.
Because I need you to understand the importance and the way I'm saying no, so that you don't come back with some more stuff.
Yes. I love it.
But you millennials and Gen X, you guys are ready to work. Y'all want to learn. You're anxious. You want to be excellent. That's the new crew.
So let me ask you this. I look on social media, and right now with AI and all of this kind of stuff, you don't know what's real and what's not. You don't know who's really an expert and who's really not an expert. You've built Gap Communications Group, founded the Women of Color Foundation, launched CL Magazine. How have you used these platforms to move dollars, opportunities, and decision-making power toward women and girls of color?
Okay, so let's start with Facebook, because that's a very powerful platform, okay? And social media has taken over the world.
Yes.
So I've learned how to do it.
I haven't.
But anyway, I stopped doing it. I have a person that all she does is social media, marketing on social media platforms, because people say nasty things in social media because they see it as a way to hurt or harm somebody that they're jealous of. So I'm always looking for ways where I can be the person that they believe is out front, but it's my social media team putting out good stuff, not responding to bad stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, her hair, her edges are nappy. No. So that's her hairstyle. Give me a break. We have to use it to promote people's events.
Yeah.
We have to use it. That's why I developed my email list. I've got over 29,000 email addresses all over the world.
Wow.
And I use that. I allow people to use it that I care about for free. And every time we do that,
I've used it a
their
lot.
events sell out. So I'm proud of that part of it. Gap Communications, we didn't do a lot of advertising. I started out as a PR firm, and then we started doing special events because people said, wow, you guys did a great job with that PR program. Have you ever thought about doing events? Ding. So I decided to do events. So that brought us more business because we have pretty much always received our business from repeat customers or people who heard about us from somebody else. So repeat customers and recommendations. And I'm getting tired. I'm getting a little older, so we're gonna retool the Women of Color Foundation. We're gonna take color out of it, and we're gonna take the word foundation out of it, because people think that because I have foundation on the end that I'm giving money. No, I'm trying to raise money and teach other people how to raise money from other foundations. And then, with the times that we are in now, you say women, you say black, you say color, you got a problem.
But you have been able to use those platforms to help develop women, educate women, create networks of women, empower women, elevate women. Like, you've used your platforms in such a meaningful way to help women in our community.
It's one of those things that you got to help others. You just have to help them, and young people who want it and they demonstrate that they really want it. One of the things that Soledad O'Brien taught me, and that is with her foundation, and we connected our foundations for a period of time for some programs, and she's all about the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. I take license to paraphrase that to say, train up a girl in the way she should go, and she will change the world.
I love it.
That's it.
I love it. So you've sat at so many tables with corporations, civic, and philanthropic leaders. What have you learned about power? And how power, money, and relationships really work behind the scenes?
They do. Because when people give you power and permission to be part of their network, you can't be out there flaunting it. Because that will have other people trying to get to you or to them. And I don't name drop. I have people in my circle that people would never even think about. But everybody doesn't know that. Because when people know, there are some people that are mean or jealous, and they will try to block your blessings or challenge or damage your relationships. Power is to be held close and to be used for good. That would be the best way to describe how I feel about my network. Because sometimes I'm just like amazed. I've had white male mentors, Captain Paul McKelvey, and others who just took me under their wing. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Alex Machaski. I just, it's hard to even think about all the opportunities I've had.
Yeah, people say people don't care about what you know until they know that you care.
Right.
And I say this all the time, like, I thought that hard work would put me in the rooms that I needed to be put in. And to some extent, you still have to work hard.
Right. Or get a sponsor. You got to have a sponsor.
And that's what I was
different.
Absolutely. But it wasn't until I started forging the right relationships and letting people know me because like if you're only working hard, and people will let you work hard in their corporations, but unless they know you, you don't get that sponsorship, that mentorship. Like you said, you look into people's soul and say, oh my God, I want to pour into them. But if you don't know them, how do you do that?
Yeah.
So I think it's really, that's where the power lies.
Right.
It's like in the relationship.
So what I do is I watch how powerful people operate. And I have no problem cloning. Because if you're making it happen and I'm standing in the wings and I want to make it happen, you got to have the right trainer.
Yeah.
That's why people need to understand the difference between a mentor and a sponsor.
Yeah.
A mentor is a personal relationship that's outside of work. The sponsor is the person that promotes you, promotes your talent, and helps you climb the ladder.
Yeah. Yeah. That the sponsor is the person that's advocating in the room for you when you're not
When
around.
you're not there.
And you've done a lot of sponsoring for me and a lot of sponsoring for a lot of women. And so when we talk about what that really means is if you have that support, if you have that person of power advocating for you, that can increase your financial
value,
your financial value,
your salary,
all of that.
All of that.
Which leads me into my next question. Like you've said so. Well, no, wait a minute. When you think about wealth and legacy beyond salary and titles, what does that look like for you, and how have you been intentional about building it? So that power, those relationships, it puts you in rooms, it increases your value, it increases your salary. I remember when we were working with a foundation and they came to you first and they wanted to convene a whole bunch of leaders, and you're like, don't convene us without paying us. You know what organization I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly.
Like,
I remember exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah. So when you think about wealth and legacy beyond all of that, like what does that mean for you?
Well, legacy for me means preparing for the future and making sure that my family is taken care of when I leave. I established the trust, and it took me 6 months to do it. But my lawyer was very patient because I was like, oh my God, I'm making decisions about what's going to happen to my financial legacy when I die.
Yeah, that had to be scary.
That was scary. And it took 6 months, but she was patient. And I've referred her to other people. But you got to look out for the future. My sister, unfortunately, had the attitude that, spend the money now. And I was like, a rainy day could come up. Well, if it doesn't, you're good. If it does, where's the fund? Where's the stash that you have? So I've trained my family. My mother was a masterful person, training about how to save money, how to make money, okay? And she had a rule that when we got jobs, you gave her a third for your rent, you spent a third, okay? And then you could use a third for doing things that, like educational things. And so to this very day, I'm still a saver.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Important.
Very important.
So wealth and legacy to you means leaving something behind for your family.
And trying to help other people establish the same kind of funds, or I have a donor. I have a fund where I have a financial advisor so that I make the right decisions, and he's made money for me. And then the other thing is I try to teach them about being ethical. That's part of my legacy. Being honest and forthright, even if it sometimes is something you feel uncomfortable doing, but you just got to keep people on track. And then I want them to save money because, credit is really sometimes more valuable than money.
Oh, yeah.
So, you got to build up your credit. Credit is so important. And a lot of people don't talk about it, but you do. You talk about anything that's going to help somebody. My motto is buy what you need, not what you want. Because if you save, what you want is going to be attainable if you just hang in there.
Yeah.
You got to hang in there. You got to save money.
Yeah.
One of my friends taught me that you have to save enough money that you can live on your own with no job for a year.
Yeah. 12 to 18 months
That's
is
right.
really, really important. So you've received countless awards and recognition over the years. When you look back, what is one financial or career decision you are most proud of, and is there one you would approach differently now?
In terms of
which one is you most proud of? Like one financial or career decision you're most proud of?
Oh, okay. I think the most important career decision I made was to listen to power brokers and observe how they behave. I had another woman, I've had so many wonderful mentors that said, Alex, whenever you go to a restaurant, pick out the same restaurant out there, go there all the time and take everybody that you know there because you want them to know your name. Because you get different kind of service when they know your name. I come into a restaurant, hi, Alex, or hi, Miss Boone, depending on what level. I get tables when they say they don't have any. They'll make room, and it's not just about that, but allowing me to move around in their circle allows me to help others move around in my circle.
I mean, it goes back to the relationships you talked about.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's relationships.
It's really about being relational. It's really about caring about people and caring about building something that's sustainable as opposed to this one-time transaction.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to look at me and say, oh, what's your name? Oh, I'm Alex Boone. Where do you work? What do you do? Excuse me? I don't introduce myself that way.
Yeah, neither do I.
I talk about my work and the passion I have about the work. That's it.
Yeah. So one decision you said about your career that you're proud of is it about just building and forging the right relationships? What are you most proud of?
Well, I think that having people in your network who really care about you and really want to see you succeed, introducing you to the power brokers and the real community leaders, not the fake community leaders. And I like to learn.
Yeah.
I like to observe. And, people say, I can show you better than I can tell you. That's true. So I watch very carefully. I've learned from so many people who have helped me go to the next level. I mean, how would I have ever met Soledad O'Brien?
Yeah.
That girl is the bomb, okay? But she is a person that trains and educates and shares.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so if I learn that, then I can pass that on.
Lovely. So what would you approach differently? If you knew then what you know now, what would you approach differently in your lifetime?
Okay, I probably would have married differently. But seriously, even though I was serious, oh gosh, that's a hard one. I think maybe changing the way that I identified, and I spoke about it earlier, of how I identified young women that I thought had it, had that it factor that I wanted to help, because I made a couple of bad mistakes that were very hurtful.
I understand that.
Sometimes you have to back up and change the game plan.
Absolutely.
Because the game is changing all the time.
Pivot.
You got to be able to pivot, and often and quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that has made me the person that I think I am, and that I hope that people know that I am.
I think that you have done 3 lifetimes of work in 1 lifetime.
Wow.
I think that God is looking and saying, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You have poured so much of who you are into so many women like me, and we are so much better because of our relationship with you.
Oh,
and all
thank you.
that you've done.
I've had a series of health issues. So I would like to say to people, don't let that slow you down, because when God spares you, there's a reason.
There's something.
And when I had my stroke in public at a conference in Miami with 500 women, and I was in Naples, Florida, and they have a world-class stroke hospital. What are the chances? Divine intervention is real.
Yes.
And I tell people, don't let you, because if he spares you, he spared me a couple times. I know he's tired of hearing from me. But he does recognize my voice when I pray. But the thing is that you just got to be patient.
Yeah.
Because, doors, when you knock, they do open.
They do open.
So when you ask him, or if he sits you down because he has something to tell you, you got to pay attention.
I got 2 more questions for you as we close out.
Okay.
What is one piece of advice? This is the Money Motivations with Meltrice podcast. What's one piece of money advice you would give to our listening audience?
Understand the importance of saving and credit, period.
I love it. I love it.
That's all I can say.
Understand the importance of saving and credit, period. So, as we close out, for the next generation of women who want to build a life of impact, influence, and financial security, where should they begin?
Well, they should call me. Because there's some women out there.
No, I'm not sharing you with not one other woman. That's
but
don't call her.
But there's some women that we have our eyes on.
We do.
Like Loretta Amador, like Heather Holmes. There's a couple of others that, we're watching.
Yeah.
They may not know it, but we are.
And we're talking.
And we're scouting.
Yeah, we're scouting.
So they better keep it together. So you can get expelled from class pretty easily.
So basically, what you want to tell them is just do the work.
Just do the work. One thing that one of my mentees told me, she said she tells people when they talk about, I want this, I want to do that. She said, stop dreaming, do the work.
Thank you.
Hallelujah. Stop dreaming, do the work.
We dropping the mic right there. You heard it here at Money Motivations with Meltrice, with Miss Alexandria Johnson Boone, the GOAT, greatest of all time. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Oh, and by the way, get that book, Aubrey's Adventure to Cashland. All 3 different series are out. Make sure you get that book. Go to anywhere that sells books to get the book for our children. Y'all, we have to start teaching the generations behind us on how to be fiscally responsible and take control over their finances. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.
See ya.